Hello and welcome to Shoes Off No Cap, a podcast where we talk about all things dance. In this episode, we continue our conversation with Shrizz specifically about the dance industry in Malaysia. Being in the industry for more than a decade, Shrizz has a lot of tips and advice for those of you who are aspiring to become industry dancers. This includes tips to learn choreo quickly, rules to live by, and how to network with other dancers. To hear more about his overall career, do give the previous episode a listen so you get a better picture of his dance journey. Oh, and in case you didn't know, we have a video version of this and previous episodes of Season 2 on our YouTube with the channel name Shoes Off No Cap. Thank you for tuning in and enjoy this episode.
Okay, jom. Let's go into the next topic. So this next topic, the questions, like I wrote them based on because okay, I don't want to say you're an old timer, like it makes you sound so old, like, but there's no beating around the bush, You are an old timer.
Old already.
Yeah. Already.
Not all time, old already.
Old already. Okay. So we just wanted to pick your brain and your point of view, and hopefully some stories from back then. I'm sure you can agree with me that like even our dance scene or even dance in general, even just 5 years ago was kind of different from now. Very, very different from now. Ini apatah lagi 10 tahun. What was the first job, quote unquote job as a dancer that you took? How did that go?
It was for ABPH, Anugerah Berita Popular Harian.
Bintang Popular Berita Harian.
Time tu kita orang backup Datuk Siti Nurhaliza.
Oh.
Yeah. It was Bujay's job. It was first time I buat job tu. It was so exciting at that time. Fikir time tu macam, oh, I'm gonna be on TV, I'm gonna be famous, that kind of mentality. that kind of mindset. Oh my god, people gonna know me. Sekali macam, perform pakai mask. Macam alah. It was fun though. Macam that was the time tu show kat Genting. It's 2012. I think me and my girlfriend, we went there sekali. Tapi dia tak perform lah. I seorang je perform. First time macam dapat tahu backstage macam mana. First time perform stage with crowd macam mana. A lot of people, then the transition in and out. It was cool. It was a fun experience back then. Macam kau Azaz, macam kau buat AJL itu lah.
For the listeners listening in, my first TV job was with Shrizz, and thank you Shrizz. Like he was like literally the abang that looked after me. I was like a lost puppy. I don't know what to do, where to go. And then like, okay, tak apa. Kau dah makan belum? Okay, jom makan. So like, okay, thanks bro.
Because I know that feeling kan, macam the first time tu.
I mean the dancing was the easiest part.
Yeah man.
It was the everything else that was the difficult part.
Tapi Izzaz buat first show, it was post-COVID, so there wasn't a lot of like audience kan. Because kalau macam previously before COVID, macam masuk stadium ke apa, macam it's like a lot of people, cannot even see anything, can only hear the crowd kan.
Does that hype you up?
Always bro.
Yeah.
Lagi-lagi kalau macam artis tu macam kan, normally dancers akan standby dulu, then artis akan keluar kan. So bila artis tu come on stage and then you can hear like, and time tu kau macam fuck, let's go. So macam that was hype.
Have you done any like award or TV shows macam last year or last year? I'm sure it was quite empty, right? Have you done any?
I did. Yang macam the concept of the program is macam there's a lot of contestant. The contestant would have to sing, and then the judges kena fikir macam dia ni tipu ni, atau ni betul ni suara dia, ni betul ni suara dia. So they had a debate, and then they had to choose or vote these people out. I think that was baru nak start COVID. Time tu tak ada audience langsung. It was just the TV station people and the contestant, the judges, and just us, the dancers. Memang
Does
tak
it
ada.
feel empty?
Empty, don't know. Kita orang macam dance pun macam lesu layu gila, macam lemau macam we still give it our all, but the vibe is just not there.
Oh my god. That's how the audience does really play a huge factor even in all these things, right?
Yeah. I mean waktu macam kita orang buat showdown, and then when the crowd cheers for you kan, itu memang kasi korang macam nak bagi, kalau 100% tu tak cukup, korang boleh boost to 1000%. And then I remember we did Stacy punya show 2013. kat Johor. So we did that show. Itu pun macam crowd dia macam, I remember lah, cause bila kau keluar je, time tu Stacey and her dancers are kind of known. One of my crewmates, they were one of the Stacey's dancers. So bila Saf keluar and a bunch of other original Stacey dancers keluar, then the crowd dah start, aku macam Saf memang biasa macam ni ke Saf? On stage aku tanya dia. But yeah, I mean audience memang have to. Macam kalau korang go to a dance event, kalau macam bunyi krik-krik, bunyi kriket pun korang macam tak semangat nak nari kan.
What are some rules that you live by when you're doing dance industry work?
Punctual. You have to be punctual. Even though orang yang handle kau tu tak akan punctual, but you yourself have to be punctual. Some people, like let's say Alam, cara dia lain, dan Bujay cara dia lain, especially kalau kau kerja dengan Faz Farouk, tu memang lain gila. Itu macam tak menari langsung, itu just macam a bunch of friends get together and dance. Padahal macam cerita shoot MV ni, tapi macam tak rasa macam tu. Macam memang kawan gila, lepak gila. For me myself, you have to be punctual lah, cause diorang dah hire kau, they pay you to do a job, they trust you to do this dance. So diorang tak expect kau to, you know, tak pick up the dance, because they already trust your dance abilities. I mean kalau korang betul-betul tak boleh pick up, then belakang cerita tu korang boleh tanya orang atau buat sendiri lah. Yeah, I mean for me it's like that lah.
Do you see a lot of dancers not being punctual?
Some are like that. Yeah. Some akan tak punctual punya. Diorang bagi korang call time pukul 3 kan, nanti dah ada lah pukul 4 sampai. Aku tak suka lah benda tu.
Okay. What must budding dancers learn first before stepping out into the dance industry to work?
The ability to pick up choreo fast, super fast. Macam it may not be perfect, tapi kau kena cepat tangkap step. You have to instill that in your body, because kalau the choreographer buat satu step ni kan, then you have to learn it. Tapi that may or may not be the final step. Macam the best lah. Maybe in their head dia orang macam dah buat ni lawa, tapi bila dia tengok dancer semua macam, aku rasa part ni kita potong tak tune. Then you have to quickly adapt to that. So if you want to do industry like dance work, I think itu yang paling penting bagi aku. And then of course your ability to dance. Because there was this one time, ini pun job Bujay kak. Sial lah, banyak saya job Bujay. Ni job Bujay kak.
Abang Bujay.
I think time tu we were dia pun macam banyak gila job daripada Media Prima, daripada Astro. And then time tu Bujay macam rasa tak cukup dancer because pentas tu besar. So on that day itself, malam tu show, petang tu aku kena belajar 3 lagu baru.
Oh my gosh.
Tapi barai lah. I have to be honest with you, I may macam 75% or maybe 60% je yang masuk otak aku. Time tu aku harap tak ada siapa video tu kat YouTube. Kalau aku jumpa, aku rasa aku nak delete, aku nak report banyak kali kan. Tapi it was super bad bro. Sama nampak pula dia shoot aku pula time tu.
Oh no.
Tengah macam shit. It was super bad. But I managed to like did a lot of the routines lah. 3 lagu tu maybe 1 lagu tu je aku tak dapat.
You have any tips for people who want to train their choreo retention?
How I train myself is really weird. Macam last time waktu MYDS, I would learn outside of class through that window dekat ni, ingat tak dekat tu EDC punya window tu kan. Aku akan belajar kat situ, lepas tu try buat. It was weird. I don't know. It's just self-training ah. You have to understand macam some teachers you kena faham like what they trying to teach. Kalau macam if you tengok Z punya choreo kan, Z punya choreo I tak boleh belajar dari luar. Itu memang kena masuk dalam kelas. Memang kena kena masuk dalam kelas. This one also Dennis Yin kau kenal kan Dennis kan? Dennis pun ada cerita kat aku because he was travelling in the US last time. The class was ongoing and then Lando, Ian, Brian was outside of class. Time tu window tu lagi kecil daripada ADC punya. So Dennis was struggling inside the class and then this is what he told me. Dia cakap macam they would learn outside and then at the end dia orang akan masuk then they just killed the routine.
Oh shit.
Lepas tu dia tanya Lando macam mana training, then Lando cakap that's how they train themselves. You know what
I mean that's what Shah and Shoba did the other day. I was at Wednesday's class. Then suddenly Shah and Shoba came in and then they were like, oh sorry. And then they went like outside to the balcony there at Mustang. So I thought, maybe they want to have a talk or whatever. Next thing I know, at the end of class, they came in and did the choreo with us. I was like, what? Were you guys learning outside? How come you know the whole thing?
Because if you do a lot of choreographies, like macam every week, you akan belajar a lot of choreographies. Throughout the year kan, you tengok balik, it's the same step. It's just different combos. You already know how to do this step. You already know how to do the wave. You already know how to do this. It's just a matter of putting it where, you know.
You know, this is not the first time that I've heard that Shah does this as well. I can't remember where she told us this or whatever, because when she had that training in the UK, part of her training program was to like attend class and then like, okay, so for these students, you go outside and you learn from outside.
Oh shit, for real?
Oh my god.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, this is not the first time I've heard about people using this method to train their choreo retention. I've never tried it. So
Try it.
once that you've told me this, okay, I'm gonna try it then.
Try. It's not going to be perfect the first time, but you akan dapat tangkap macam okay, little bit you dapat tangkap sikit, and then you masuk, and then you doing with a bunch of students. Time tu baru kau macam you try put everything together.
I see. Okay.
You learn lah. It's your own process.
Yeah.
So other people are not in control of your progress, only yourself.
How have you gotten your dance work opportunities? And in the same vein, any tips for those of us who want to increase their chances of getting the same opportunities?
To be honest, it's all about connections.
How do you build that?
You need to hang out with people, and then the people will connect you to more people, and then the people would, macam kalau you lepak dengan kalai kan, for example, lepak dengan kalai, let's say macam you already started dancing, then macam borak-borak lepak dengan dia, then you macam I think I need comments on how my dance is. Dia akan bagi punya, dia akan jujur punya, dia akan bagi. And then he would just jom lah nanti kita session lah sama-sama, jom lah. Those kind of things that will bring you to meet new people. And then bila kau dah selalu lepak, then time tu macam baru actually aku ada job lah time ni, kau nak tak? Kau rasa kau free lah this date? Because Malaysia it's not macam luar negara where if there's a job, they would do like casting. Dia akan like a line of agency of people, dia akan beratur just to cast to be the dancer for this music video or whatnot. Tapi kat Malaysia, to me is more of getting yourself known.
Network.
Networking itulah ayat dia.
Basically, strategically networking and strategically hanging out with the right people.
Yeah.
But not in a way that, that makes it obvious that you want something from these people, right?
Yeah. Keep it real, just chill je.
I'm going to give you a situation. Okay, let's say like someone, it's hard for these kind of people to quote unquote lepak with like people like Kalai or you or Alam, mainly just because they're not very well exposed into the dance scene yet. Like what can these people do to get to that stage where they can be in like a reaching range of like, the potential to lepak with these people?
First step would be, kalau diorang ada buat kelas, ambil lah kelas diorang. And then I think the most important thing is you need to be interested in the craft. Korang pun macam approach them, cakap I'm actually interested in doing this. I think just try and be as forward, tapi tak adalah at a point where it's just annoying and tapi macam just lepak chill, ambil kelas, tanya apa-apa boleh improve. I think that would be tu lah. Because kita orang pun macam, if you guys are interested, kita orang boleh ajar je. Mr. Wiggles pun pernah, dia cakap dengan aku, teach in the studio for a fee, teach in the streets for free. Dia cakap dengan aku macam tu. So in the US, tak semua orang ada duit atau a bit the chance to join kelas. Sama ada kelas mahal atau kelas tu selalu pack. Tapi kalau kau lepak dengan diorang like after class, macam lepak, belanja minum ke, belanja makan ke, networking lah. And then diorang sebenarnya okay je nak ajar. Diorang tak akan kedekut ilmu lah. To be honest, aku pun macam tak knowledgeable. Aku tak tahu sejarah dance daripada zaman Uyghurs dulu lah. Aku tak tahu lah. Tapi if you want to have fun, you want to move your body, then yes, aku boleh ajar sikit-sikit.
You've been in this a long time. What are the biggest changes in our dance scene that you have noticed?
To me, what I see is it's easier to connect to people. Because I was from a time where Instagram wasn't around. So kita orang tak tahu macam mana, kita orang tak kenal siapa, who is who. what is what. We have to join a competition. Time tu baru kita kenal ODD dance crew, Sim dance crew. Kita orang join competition baru kita orang kenal. Because if not kan, kalau kita orang nampak dia orang kat competition, kita orang macam siapa dia ni, tak pernah nampak pun. Siapa dia? Lepas tu tiba-tiba macam Pokemon power gila dia orang ni. So macam so that was the only time where we get to macam meet new people. Tapi sekarang we have TikToks, we have Instagram, we have YouTube, where everything is just senang gila. I mean Instagram now pun tak payah follow orang pun tiba-tiba dia akan keluar kat newsfeed apa. I think now the difference is it's easier to connect to people compared to back then. If you're talking dance term wise, I think that's the way to grow. You need to connect to a lot more people because we would always be, what they say back then is our dance scene is 5 years behind Singapore and 10 years behind Japan punya dance scene. So now everything is like within reach kan. Korang type dah boleh search. And then everything is easier to connect.
Do you think that is true still? That our dancing is 5 years behind Singapore, 10 years behind Japan?
I mean Japan I think yes Tapi Singapore is because we are close to each other. And then I see a lot of people kind of connect. Korang pun ada kawan-kawan daripada Singapore. And then y'all can just ask how it goes. And I mean dancing Malaysia, I think it's because we started off competitively compared to Singapore. Singapore started off as a community-based dance scene. From what I see, diorang start as a community dulu. Diorang tak ada competition yang macam separate everyone and anyone. Tapi Malaysia start dengan showdown dulu. So awal-awal, okay, kau team ni, then it's because it's TV. Diorang akan sengaja buat beef with each other. And then kadang-kadang beef tu jadi betul.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? So kadang-kadang beef tu jadi macam, weh, apa sih team tu? Kau dengar tak ada borak apa dengan kita orang pasal interview? Tapi it's because they chop up the interview to make it look like macam we talk shit about that team. You know what I mean? So macam so we started off like that. So it's competitive. So that's why macam back then we were so macam okay team ni je. So kalau dia orang practice pun memang very closed doors Tapi Singapore is different. They start as a community based dulu. It was Today's movement in 2013. It was Lal Benigas workshop also kat sana. And then all the Malaysian macam okay kita orang balik dulu lah ke time kan. Tapi I wanted to stay on. Time tu buat kawan kat Singapore cakap can I stay with you guys? I just want to know what is it like to be a Singaporean dancer. So seminggu tu aku lepak kat rumah dia je. Macam sebab dia ajar kelas. Time tu Malaysia tak ada curriculum in dance lagi kan. Time tu I learn nama dia Jesta atau Jamil. He's the founder atau director of Nuts Academy. He was the one that produced Alif Echo and some of the top dancers in Singapore Kira macam dia cikgu tapi tak ada orang kenal dia. What I see is dia orang selalu buat every week. Dia orang akan ada training dekat a side of a university macam cermin macam ni kan. Cermin macam ni. Tapi ni aku punya closet dekat university tu dia macam ada okay kumpulan kerampa kat sini, popper kat sini, and then dance choreo kat sini, dance choreo kat sini, dance choreo kat sini. It's very open. So if they are interested, dia orang boleh tanya. So if they are not interested macam okay they can do their own thing. And then people kalau macam nak belajar pun dia orang akan boleh jenguk-jenguk, tengok-tengok. Tapi we don't see that here. Last time yes ada dekat Mount Kiara, dekat tempat Floor Fever dulu. It was in Mount Kiara. Dekat skate park tu, if you guys ever been there, dekat skate park tu actually around there the graffiti wall is actually semua mirror. So back then there would be a lot of crews just hanging out there practicing. Tapi macam bising sikit kau nak menari dengan lagu kau kan. Tapi ada kau dengan lagu orang lain, yang sebelah sana lagu lain. Sekarang I don't see that. I think sebab COVID juga sebab kita orang tak boleh buat benda-benda macam tu kan. But I see macam Peot, Lindsay dia orang ada buat still song session. I think that is good. Tapi I think that is more on freestyling / battling.
Do you think our dance scene is moving in the right direction?
What is the right direction?
Okay, I leave it up to you to define what the right direction is. Because what is right to some people might be left to some people or wrong to other people,
I think the dance scene now macam dia ada essence of it being like a community, but I don't think it can be bigger on a bigger scale. Sekarang dia macam kau geng kau aku geng aku. It's like that for the dance scene lah. But if you're talking about whether it's going the right direction and daripada dulu sampai sekarang, it's just like that lah. You either dance, go battle, or just dance for fun, or you dance to compete just to earn the extra cash. Yeah. And then you kind of want to get yourself out there so you have more jobs opportunities in dancing wise, buat shows, tak kisah dinner show ke, TV shows ke. That has always been the direction. So is it going the right direction though? I'm not so sure. I'm not sure if I'm in the place to say it's the right way or not.
Oh, it's just your point of view. So
yeah.
What do you think dancers now are liking compared to dancers from 10 years ago? Your gen lah, basically.
Competitive spirit.
Competitive spirit.
Yes.
In what way? In what way?
To best each other. I mean, it doesn't have to be with different crews. It can be within a crew yourself. Macam kau kan Zaz, kau satu crew dengan Z kan. You, instead of macam okay tengok Z tu is macam at a untouchable level, for example kan, tapi kau you always want to best him, so kau akan naik. Lepas tu Z pun macam sial lah kau dah naik, lepas tu kau pun nak naik kan, so dah naik. So that's how we grow last time. Tapi tak adalah sampai at a point where you're beefing each other kan. I envision macam tu last time. Stephanie, my girlfriend, dia student Ria Hatta dulu. Waktu dia balik daripada Singapore time tu, because time tu dagi semua orang macam busuk gila lah. Semua dagi macam Zapin yang macam
Zapin.
Dia macam pelik lah. It was shitty dagi lah. Because dagi pun semua macam macam tu kan. Tapi Ria Hatta dagi is the hard hitting dagi. So kalau macam waktu dia balik tu dia tunjuk, so aku macam weh, tak boleh sah kalau macam ni. So I kind of force everyone in the team to macam okay, kita belajar daripada Steph this one groove. So benda tu jadi our strong point. And then bila K masuk, takkan K seorang je buat flip kan. So mesti semua kena belajar. So macam kita selalu want to best each other in a way.
I see. New gen, listen up.
I mean I don't know about new gen nowadays lah. Maybe korang ada benda tu, tapi sebab aku tak lepak dengan korang, so I wouldn't know. I don't know what's on your head, man. Shit.
I don't know. Yeah, we should go and lepak with all these new people, right?
Patut lepak kan.
Conversely, what do you think more senior dancers like you can learn from the newer gen?
Older generation dancers, diorang dah ada this mentality or mindset yang very close. Diorang dah ada that kefahaman tu, dan dia pegang sangat dengan benda tu. So that is their MO, that is their way of thinking. So I think kalau nak belajar benda baru, it's hard for them to open up. Tapi sebenarnya boleh je. Like for me, I consider myself like a student for life ah. Macam tak boleh. There's always new things to learn one. But I think macam some people, sebab diorang dah ada cara ni, and then cara this way works, so diorang tak akan open to other things. I think the older generations boleh macam ease up a bit.
When you say way, like this way works, is it like the way they dance or their style or whatever, or the way they do?
I think it's more of the way they do things. Like for example, let's say their way is choreo step dulu baru masukkan dengan lagu. Let's say if that works for them, ada orang tak akan buat benda lain, dia tak akan tak ada cara lain. Because aku pernah belajar dari this one choreographer from India. Dia orang counting sampai 13 tau. Aku nak sepak muka dia.
Really?
So macam 5, 6, 7, 8. Lepas tu dia fikir lama sikit, 9, 10. Aku dah cakap tapi that was an experience for me sia. Itu pelik gila. But it works for them, you know what I mean? It works for them. It may work for you but it doesn't work with the rest of us.
Let's go on a lighter note. Okay, what is your favorite thing about our Malaysian dance scene?
I don't know, kita boleh lepak.
Everything.
Everything is just close by with each other, you know what I mean? Macam some dancers, their schedule may be packed, tapi macam if that one day macam schedule dia orang tak pack, korang boleh je macam jom kita pergi lepak mamak. You know, kita boleh just lepak, enjoy food together. Lepas tu macam you can pick their brains, how's everything. It's easy. It's easy. Bayangkan kita orang kat mamak kan, tapi dia orang kat UK kan. Tak tahu UK ada mamak ke tak kan.
Ada rabak.
Dia boleh je macam tarik ke.
I feel like that says more about our culture than our dancers though. I mean, that's us as a people.
Yeah.
So, conversely, what is something that we lack compared to other dance communities from other countries?
I mean, from what I see, because to be honest, myself, I don't go out and hang out with a lot of dancers because I'm like past 30 now. I get tired easily, to be honest. Because compared to last time, I would hang out until 3-4 o'clock. Macam, oh shit, let's fucking go to the studio right now. I have this piece in my mind. And then, tapi sekarang macam, you know what? Let's just fucking do it tomorrow. And then if I remember, I remember. Aku dah lupa apa soalan dia tadi.
6 years old.
I think unity wise I've seen it grow, and then I see macam like the new gens started to support each other. They show love for each other's community, they show love for each other's craft and all kan. Tapi macam the unity wise tu, I think it can be a little bit more togetherness in terms of creating. Because kalau macam, for example, kalau if you have a certain colour of paints dalam your arsenal kan, so you can only paint a certain things. And then tapi kalau kau panggil macam some other people yang macam, okay, aku ada colour ni, then korang boleh like create something more. I think that goes the same way in dance as well. Macam if you're just into like hip hop, old school hip hop groove, tapi tak ada macam basic foundation of b-boying or popping, then korang panggil like some people, like, like sharing each other and then create something. I think creating wise from scratch, I think that's more valuable than trying to innovate from what other people yang dah buat. You know what I mean? Because I see Singapore, dia punya community, I reference a lot of Singapore because I've been there a lot of times.
Could it be because their country is smaller? So
I mean, that is true. Tapi why is it not happening in KL? Because KL pun kecil.
Yeah,
you know
true,
what I mean?
True that.
Yeah. I mean, KL PJ pun like dekat-dekat apa.
Yeah.
Tapi like the togetherness, I think sebab we are comfortable with where we at right now.
With our own little bubbles, right?
Yeah. Periuk nasi korang tak kena kacau, so korang tak risau sangat. Tapi bila dah start kena kacau tu, time tu yang korang macam, oh shit, I need to do something about it.
More wise word. Periuk nasi dia orang tak kena kacau.
Power.
The rice cooker
Aduh.
is not disturbed.
Banyak makanan tu.
Your rice cooker not disturb. Sial lah. Busuk gila bunyi dia.
It's lightning round, It's not light bulb round, okay? So,
Okay. So what do I have to do?
Yeah, so you just don't use your brain cells. You just don't use your brain cells. So you just like the thing or person that comes to your mind, okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay. Number 1, any past or current dance teachers that you look up to?
Yes. Satu. Kioni.
Kioni, why?
Because cara dia ajar is very, it's a way of how dia ajar that complicated as routine. Like it's very macam, oh sebenarnya senang je buat benda ni, you know what I mean? Tapi kalau kita tengok like routine sebenarnya macam apa benda dia orang buat. I think Kioni has been since daripada dulu sampai sekarang aku akan look up to him.
That's great. Any on the local side?
Local side, I think Farouk and Maybelline, because I took Maybelline's class, and then that was the first time I learned that you can actually put some of the choreography steps into the warm-up session, and then make the students macam comfortable doing it during the warm-ups. Lepas tu kau during the teaching tu korang macam, during the warm-up kita ada buat step ni. So diorang dah biasa. So that was one. Farouk is the way he put words, nasi campur apa lah. It was one of many.
The best.
Yeah, the best.
I think the whole Shoes Off No Cap team has to go to Farouk's class at least once. Okay, next question. Favorite mama order?
Favorite mama order would be Indomie teh tarik atau Nescafe tarik.
Oh, a man of culture. Indomie. Instead of the Maggi mee goreng, he took the Indomie. Yeah.
Because last time we always train in SS15. So Asia Cafe though is where we always like the source of our Indomie. You can always order Indomie single, double, single and a half. So kau memang selalu that is our go-to.
Yeah, that was my supper every other night.
Alright. Number 3. The dancers that you want to collab with.
Ooh.
State the local, then state the international. One only, from each. One only.
I would like to collab with. Kena pilih satu
one.
je kan.
Pilih satu. Don't use your brain.
Lama susah siap. Nak collab dengan Shasha sebenarnya. Because that I want to see what we can come up with. Dengan dia punya style is very lineish and flowish.
Yeah.
And then dengan aku punya ridiculousness.
Yeah. Oh my god, that would be a really good class, man.
International, aku nak collab dengan Alif Eko.
Ooh.
Aku tak pernah collab dengan dia langsung.
Singaporean flavor, yo.
Yeah.
That one also it will be dope as well. Okay, yeah. So okay, I'll come for both classes.
If it happens,
InsyaAllah, kita doakan, okay. Number 4, checks or stripes?
Checks.
Hey.
Checks is the unofficial, unwritten rule where back then, kalau if you're a new dancer coming out in a competition, we would know because you're wearing checkers.
Oh, okay.
It was an unwritten rule daripada dulu.
Why?
I don't know.
What is that?
No idea. Kalau if you're new kan, kau akan pakai checkers, and then orang akan tahu macam, oh ni budak baru dia pakai checkers. Pelik. Macam pelik gila. I don't know why.
Okay. Next question. If you weren't a dancer, what would you be?
If aku tak jumpa tu, aku maybe akan pursue civil, tapi in a regrettably, like in a regrettable way. Rambut aku dah botak kat tengah.
Oh no.
Mesti tengah buat macam calculation.
Number 6. If you had to choose one person only to take class for the rest of your life, whose class would it be?
Ooh. Local ke international? Ke tak kisah?
Tak kisah.
Tak kisah. I would actually go for Keoni's class.
Yeah.
The rest of your life.
Because Keoni is not just about dancing. Dia ajar the way you move. Because he's also now into fitness.
Number 7. Question number 7. Something you absolutely hate but definitely should be doing a lot more.
Practicing my groove. Fucking hate it.
I felt that in my soul.
I fucking hate practicing my groove. I was the first time I learned groove was from this one France dancer. Dia datang Mount Kiara. It was an international event held in Malaysia back then. Lepas tu, because kita orang selalu jam session dekat Mount Kiara, and then he was there, and then he was asking question. Lepas tu we found out he was a popper. So macam, I think you can teach us a little bit because we really don't know anything about popping. So macam in popping, the groove, macam in different style of dance, the groove is different, right?
Yeah.
Macam in hip hop there's up and down, and then in house there's bounce. Tapi in popping it's you. So we had to do this for fucking 3 hours. I was like, why the fuck are we here? We're doing this for 3 fucking hours. And then dia macam, okay, move it with your shoulders again. And then macam, I think that was the macam start aku belajar groove. Lepas tu aku malas gila nak buat groove. But it helps. It really helps. But it's just so fucking tedious. I don't know how like hip hop dancers, hip hop teachers, they ajar groove kan.
They even have those like practice, those training camps where they do it for like 6 hours or something like that, 6 hours straight, and like I don't know, like those basic repetitive drills.
Yeah.
I mean, it works, you know, like it really works. It gets you training.
But it's just so tedious. I'm lazy. I don't know. It's just tiring. I should do more of that actually.
We all should.
Yeah.
I mean, Singapore, they train groove with dumbbells. You imagine that.
Oh my
God. Just to get physically stronger?
Yeah, to make your groove more pop out and stronger. And if you see in competition, like the whole team would just like like this groove right here,
Yeah.
right? They are holding a dumbbell. So during competition, if they do this, it's just like boom, and then kau tengok macam wait, macam. Tapi not heavy dumbbells, it's just light dumbbells.
I should try that.
I guess that's enough though.
Yeah. But if you do that for a long time, dude, your arms gonna be killing you the next day. Yeah.
Biceps,
Yeah.
triceps, all the steps.
All right. The last one. If you had a billboard anywhere and you can print whatever you want on it, what would it say? Billboard besar-besar. You imagine the one yang dekat Times Square tu.
I would say just do you. Like do you. Whatever, man. Just do you.
Do you as in like you do you, or like do you like do you? Like,
No, it's like
do you?
You do you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You do you.
You do you.
That's good advice though. I mean, like nobody else can do you, right? Only you can do you, right? You know, if not, then there'll be.
I mean, you can just pick any one of the dumb intelligent thing I said in this recording and then just put it as a billboard. It will work so much better than you do you.
Gagal merancang adalah merancang untuk gagal.
Oh my god, please not that. Cliche as shit.
Shrizz, can you tell our listeners where else can they find you or like look for you online?
You can find me on Instagram at Shrizz_. On YouTube would be Shrizz IVS. On TikTok would be Shrizzy Peasy.
Shrizzy Peasy.
Yes, SHRIZZYPEEZY. Shrizzy Peasy.
And do you upload regularly?
I try to. I mean, now my Instagram, I try to like upload and then like make a nice grid out of it.
I see.
Macam tersusun. But then tak pernah jadi pun.
Oh,
But,
okay.
Yeah, I try to upload regularly, yeah.
Where do you teach and what day? If our listeners want to get a hold of you.
I'm teaching at 222 Studio Sentul every Thursday, 8:30 onwards. Tapi bulan puasa ni on hold jap. Other than that, starting a new class in Alchemy Dance Studio soon. It's going to be on Friday, 8:30. Tapi bila start, I'm still awaiting the studio punya confirmation.
Oh.
Because they also just started their soft launch. So they're gathering students and all.
Alchemy PJ, right?
Yes, dekat Kelana Jaya.
So much nearer to where I am.
Yeah, it's so much nearer to me as well. Stay in Subang kan.
Oh my god. Do you have any last words you want to say to the audience, to those listening?
To the audience that is listening in, that is tuning in right now, whatever I just said, don't just take anything like so seriously. So, I could say that I joke a lot, and then sometimes whatever my intentions are, the words doesn't come out properly. That is like for reals. Daripada dulu sampai sekarang, I have that problem. But please know that I, niat baik. If I tersalah cakap, I'm sorry. But yeah, I mean, if you guys like pursue dance as a career, I told this in one of my workshops before. Make sure you guys are stable, financial wise, life wise. I mean, try and take a lesson on like how I started off. Don't start off like me. Dance to survive with Cloud9. That's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That sucks. Don't want to go back to that. But yeah, I mean, the most important thing, if you guys want to start dance, remember you wanna start dancing because it's fun. So if you guys are starting to lose that fun in dance, chill, take a step back, and just go right into it. You know, it's not the end of the world. No worries. Still, if you guys are younger than 30, you still got time.
So thank you very much, Shrizz. Thank you everyone else for listening.
If you have any comments, thoughts, or feedback you'd like to share, do send a message or comment on one of our posts on Instagram at ShoesOffNoCap. We love to hear from you and what you've taken away from any of the episodes we have so far. Remember to rate us 5 stars, no less, if you enjoy this podcast. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please spare a minute to write a review. This will really help us a lot in getting our podcast to many more dancers out there. I'd also like to say thank you to Izaz for spearheading this conversation, Sean for making us sound good, as always, and Daphne for taking notes so that Sean could refer back while editing. And of course, thank you to you, dear listener, for supporting us. We'll chat again in the next episode with a brand new guest. This has been Diana, sending you lots of love. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep dancing!